In this video, I'm going to be revealing specific winning Amazon products like this one right here and showing you how you can sell those on Amazon. We're going to look at a couple of those winners, but we're also going to go ahead and check out a couple losing Amazon products that have some major traps that beginner or intermediate Amazon sellers might fall into. But before we do that, if you're brand new to the channel, my name's Warner Fields from Fields of Profit. I'm a full-time 7-figure Amazon seller. Super excited to reveal these specific products to you, show you how you might be able to find some for yourself. But before we do that, if you're brand new to the channel and want even more free resources to learn how to sell on Amazon, directly beneath me, there's going to be a link to our completely free Amazon seller Discord community. There's over 45,000 people in there sharing a ton of free information. Would love to see you in there, but let's go ahead and jump into the video. So let's just go ahead and jump into it here. We're going to break down a few of these products. So this first product right here is just a pretty simple pair of socks. It's a 6-pack, decently expensive as well. And I noticed that over on the Ralph Lauren website, we got these same exact socks going for 20 bucks. Over here on Amazon, they are almost $40 or a little over $40. So if we plug that into SellerAmp over here, paying 20 bucks, looks like we're going to make about $9.40 profit on every unit. But obviously we need to go through the full checklist of things that are super important to break down because, you know, as a beginning Amazon seller, it's important to look at all these different data points, and I'll show you kind of what to look out for. So the first thing I'm looking for down here on the Keepa chart, this is Keepa, this is SellerAmp. These are two tools that are both less than 20 bucks a month. If you're brand new, I would say you need both of these tools to get started. You don't need anything else though. So don't get, you know, super overwhelmed with a bunch of other expensive tools and stuff. So when I'm looking at this Keepa chart right here, I'm basically trying to figure out if I think this item's price is consistent. Is it going to stay this expensive, or is the price going to go back down? Is there a trap, you know, kind of waiting for me here? So a couple things that I'm noticing as I'm looking at this item. Number one, it looks like this item's price has been fairly consistent. In the past, it was even up towards like 50 bucks. Now it's down to about 41 bucks. I also want to zoom out a little bit because I see that recently the number of sellers has been increasing a little bit. So I might want to zoom out and see, you know, when has this product ever been cheaper? So it looks like over the last year, that's pretty much been it. It's been selling for about 50 bucks. In the past, it's sold for much, much cheaper, but that was quite a while ago. So I wouldn't be insanely concerned with it, but we might want to, you know, kind of think about it a little bit. So when we're looking at that, it's not a major red flag to me, especially since it hasn't been super cheap for about a year. Right here, we do have a little bit of a seller increase, but even, you know, sometimes I like to say, you know, what happens if my price drops by, you know, $6 would be a big price drop in this case. Even in that case, I'm still making $4 in profit. You know, right now we are making about, you know, a little over $9 in profit. So to me, this item is kind of worth it. It's definitely a higher sales rank. The estimated sales are not super high as well, but just because it is kind of on the higher profit side, ROI is pretty decent. I might go ahead and pull the trigger on this. One other thing you want to check for on these listings is the variations. You can use SellerAmp or you can use Keepa over here. They'll both kind of show you the same thing. So in this case, of the last 66 reviews, about 60% of them have gone to this black listing right here. So the main reason I want to look at this is to make sure that, you know, this variation isn't selling at all, like no one would have ever reviewed it, that kind of thing. In this case, it seems like it has reviews. I do see that there are sales, you know, down here on the Keepa chart. Every time you see that sales rank start to drop, it's not a sale every single time. That's kind of a common misconception, but it does mean that the product is selling if you see that movement in the green sales rank chart here. So from here, I'd probably just go ahead and plug this into my spreadsheet over here. The other thing you might want to check as well is just a quick like coupon extension. So I like to use like Capital One Shopping, and I'm not exactly sure if any of these codes are working, but you might as well, you know, add it to bag and see if any of these codes work. Seems like these are, you know, maybe some kind of employee codes or something that maybe shouldn't be here based on, you know, kind of the characters being weird, like extra 30, that probably does belong here. So maybe we can get 30% off or something like that. I don't want to assume that just for the sake of time in this video and all that. You can just go ahead and click the Google Sheets button down here on SellerAmp, and then that's going to send all the information over here. So now all you'd have to do is type in, you know, go Ralph Lauren, and then you can grab the link from over here and then paste it right there on your sheet. So we've even looked at some of these in past videos as well. So now we can have all this stuff logged. Anytime you see, you know, Ralph Lauren sale come back, all you have to do is jump onto your Google Sheets, all tracked very nicely for you. So yeah, it sends all the product name, ASIN, all that good stuff over to the Google Sheet automatically for us. So yeah, it seems like this is a pretty decent product. Let's check out a different product here. So this next product that I found is kind of a, you know, long lasting eyeshadow over here from Kiko Cosmetics. I don't know if I've ever bought a ton from them before, but my team kind of stumbled across this lead here. So we were able to find this for $11.50. And I also noticed that they are running a kind of a buy two, get one for free sale. So we're basically getting 33% off, you know, the way the math works out on that. So we're going to do $11.50. Then we can do that math here kind of within SellerAmp. So we can do times 0.67. So that's going to be our true cost per unit. After that, buy two, get one free sale. And the sale price right now is also $23. So let's dive a little bit further into the data once again and see what we can figure out. So down here on Keepa, looks like it's been been pretty consistently around the $23 price point. It seems like recently kind of the lowest price it's been is like 19 bucks. So a lot of times I'll try to plug in, the lowest recent price, kind of my worst case scenario might be in some examples. So in this case, looks like if we go back down to $19, I'm still making $5 a unit. So this one was actually a little bit harder one for me to say whether or not I would want to buy it. Let me know in the comments if you have strong opinions on this one, but I'll just kind of talk out my thoughts on this. This is the type of product that I might buy if I had like a ton of capital just sitting around, you're trying to learn the basics. If you're kind of limited on capital, you're finding lots of good stuff, maybe I would skip out on this. Because the reason why is when you go out and you zoom out to the year and even kind of the all-time view here, I can see that the brand itself has been selling on this listing. So Kiko Milano Cosmetics, they were obviously selling this for way, way, way cheaper. And in the past, it was for like $9. So you can see if you zoom out to the all-time here, it's kind of much higher than it used to be in the past. The sellers are increasing pretty quickly here, but the ROI is really solid and the item is not that heavy. So another thing I like to check for on a lot of these listings is to see the other colors, especially in this case, I want to see, of the other colors that are expensive, how consistent are their prices. So you can see like this color right here going for $23, but even recently, it seems like that the brand itself has been on this listing. And I'm noticing a lot of these other $11.50 listings are being actively sold by the brand right here. So Kiko Milano. And the reason why you typically want to avoid products like that is because the brand can just give you an IP complaint. If you owned this brand and somebody came onto your listing and was taking sales away from you, the product that you created, you'd probably kick people off as well. So it's kind of our job as arbitrage sellers to be on the lookout for those brands who might want to kick us off. So to me, this seems like a little bit of an IP risk. Was the first red flag on this listing. We might get kind of a complaint from Kiko Milano here. And also the recent seller increase on this product is another little bit of a red flag, but seems like on some of these products, like I didn't see anyone getting kicked off on that first listing. If I click around to some of these other colors here, we can see a couple different sellers here, definitely not authorized by the brand or approved by the brand, that kind of thing. So there could be some money to be made here. Let me know if you disagree with me on this one, but I think I would pass on this product because the brand themselves are also selling this same product just in different colors. And I would not want to get an IP complaint, run into some headaches on that. So this next product that I want to break down for you is a super common beginner mistake. If you've ever run into a listing where, it's like, oh, I bought it and then I sent it in and the price dropped significantly, we call that price tanking. If you ever run into that, this is typically the cause for price tanking. So if I jump into this listing right here, we can see that it's selling for about 24 bucks. Over here from Menards, we can get each one of these for about $5 each after that rebate and all that good stuff. So we can end up buying these. We'll just round it up to 10 bucks for a 2-pack of these dryer sheets here. So overall, it looks pretty decent. 45% ROI. We're making $4.50 profit each. But let me show you where the problem comes in. So when we check out the Keepa chart down here, we've been seeing some other items where the sellers have been increasing a little bit, but nothing like this where you can see, about a month ago, we had 4 sellers on it. And then today we have 18 sellers on it. So we have increased the number of sellers by over 400%. And the second problem with that is you can see the price today is $24. The price when there were 4 sellers on it was $25.40. So the price has not really reacted to the increase in sellers to this point. And another thing I like to look at on listings like this is kind of zoom out to the year view right here. And there has literally never been this many sellers on this listing in the whole last year, even though the price is still pretty high right now. So kind of the thing that is keeping the price high is the fact that you can see it recently got a buy box. So whenever there's no purple line, so that purple line right up there, whenever there's no purple line, there's no button on the listing that says add to cart, which significantly slows down how fast each one of these listings sell. And you can even see on this listing that Amazon's almost reluctant to give this item a buy box. You can see it go away pretty often and then come back momentarily. So we have had a buy box on this listing for, I guess, a couple months, kind of in and out at this point. But the main concern on this listing to me is number one, we've never had this many sellers on the listing before and the price has not reacted yet. Once the price does react, last time there were a decent amount of sellers on it, it was at $22, which is, a little bit of profit. It's kind of below all of our standards there, or it even goes down to $20, which after you consider, your time and if you're paying a prep center, all that kind of stuff, you're not going to be making money at 5% profit margins. So to me, there's not enough wiggle room on a product like this between the fact that the buy box is fluctuating. Amazon could take the buy box away at any time on this listing, especially since they did it in the past and they're kind of doing it already, kind of in and out, removing that buy box like we saw there. And the fact that the seller count has increased so much, the price has not really reacted yet. That also kind of scares me off from a listing like this. So on the flip side of that product, I want to go ahead and show you this other product here that's genuinely a pretty great product. And I'm going to break down kind of the things you want to look for and be able to replicate this with your own profitable products. I would not recommend buying any of the products that are in this video. Again, there's going to be too many people seeing this video, all that kind of stuff. So don't buy this specific product, but use these principles and try to find similar products out there when you're sourcing for yourself. So on the flip side, kind of the first thing I noticed on this listing here of the listings we've been looking at where the seller count has been rapidly increasing, this seller count is actually kind of decreasing pretty quickly. So you can see, a couple weeks ago we had 16 sellers and now we're down to 6 sellers on this listing. listing. So we got it over here for $29, and then we can buy it over here for $13, plus we can stack a 20% code on top of it. So we're really going to be able to get this at a pretty good price. So 13, we're going to get a 20% discount, so times 0.8. And then based on that, we're going to be making about $9 a bottle on this product. Sells about 125 times a month, according to SellerAmp there. So that's a pretty good product all around. The seller count is decreasing. Another thing that I want to look at is zooming out over the last year. Is that price consistent? You know, if the price goes down to where it might have been in the past, am I still making money? So to me, this price has been super consistent. And another thing that I love about this listing is anytime you see kind of the buy box line hopping all over like that, it tells me that a lot of the FBA guys are having trouble staying in stock. So it's rotating to merchant filled sellers who are shipping it slower. Anytime you see a keep a pattern like this, it means that item is probably selling pretty quickly. So zooming out to the year, we saw a lot of consistency. We see the buy box hopping around. So this item is probably selling decently well. SellerAmp again is telling us over 100 times a month, and we're going to make $9 profit a unit at its current price. Let's see, you know, our worst case scenario is it goes back down to like 26 bucks, and then we're still making 25% profit, you know, another $6.50 in profit there. So in this example, I was actually pretty surprised that this item is still in stock on this website over here. A lot of times you'll find items that are pretty good. They're out of stock on a certain site that you might have checked. But if you ever kind of end up on a product that seems like really good, like, you know, one bottle of body wash selling for 30 bucks, selling pretty fast, tells me that it's probably a very arbitrageable product. There's gonna be lots of places that we might be able to buy it. That's where I'll go ahead and use the Google button on SellerAmp here. So all it's gonna do is grab that title from the Amazon listing and then search it for me. And so here I'm gonna be able to quickly find anywhere else that might be selling this product here. In this case, it seems like maybe that website might be the only one that has it in stock because it's just searching Walmart. And I even saw like a Newegg listing. So this one might not be, you know, the easiest product to find. So in this case, didn't kind of turn up too many stones, but just kind of wanted to put you on that. I'm always take advantage of the Google button, just kind of dig a little bit deeper into these listings anytime you find a good product. And so in this case, again, I'm going to have all my cost price plugged in. I'm just going to go ahead and click the SellerAmp extension there. And then whenever I want to go back, start buying good profitable products, it's all going to show up here. I won't really have to worry about too much. And so now that we've found this product at about $10.40, looks pretty profitable, looks pretty good in the long term there. Pretty much all I'd want to do is click the Google Sheets again, send that information over here to my Google Sheet. We can store all that information for us automatically. So if we ever want to source that brand or source that website, you know, this coupon code rolls back around. All we have to do is filter down that Google Sheet and see a ton of profitable products. And so just in case you don't know how to find products like these, I want to go ahead and quickly break down my favorite way to find products, especially based on this product right here. We know is a very arbitrageable, decent listing for us to sell products on. So from here, I want to use this to find other storefronts that might be sourcing products from all over the internet, right? So on SellerAmp down here, I'm just going to go ahead and go down to the offers tab. And then I've opened up this seller because they have the most feedback. So they might be the most likely to have decent products. Typically, I'm looking for somebody in the like 50 to 250 feedback range. A lot of these have very few feedback, so they might not super know what they're doing yet. This seller right here seems like they might be kind of our best shot. And so as I'm going through here, I'm asking myself a couple questions. Can I buy this item for the max cost price? And am I interested in this Keep a chart over here? So you want to use SellerAmp to storefront stock because it's going to compile all this information in one place. No other software does this. So you can kind of very quickly here see, you know, do I think I can buy this item for $22? I'm not super sure. I'm also seeing 234 sellers on this listing, which is kind of insane. So we can quickly check. I'm not super confident that we would find it cheap enough based on kind of that information there. Yeah, so it seems like we got it maybe 30 bucks from Kohl's right there, maybe another 32 from Sears. So maybe you can dig deeper and find this listing. To me, the game of reverse sourcing, that's what this sourcing method is called, is all about figuring out which listings are worth dumping time into and which listings you should just kind of skip over. And that is an art that's not going to come on day one. So if you're not understanding everything on day one, don't worry, it will come to you, but it's not going to be easy. This is not a passive business, not an easy business, anything like that. You'll see a lot of other, you know, Amazon creators like that kind of pushing that narrative. So like this listing right here, I would maybe just give up on that listing entirely because you can see how much the price has decreased over the last couple of weeks. It went from, what's that, like a $45 item down to like a $25 item. So it's probably like way too easy to find, that kind of thing. Just didn't make a lot of sense. So we could check out this product, this Summer Fridays lip balm. Let's see what we got going on here. So we got this guy right here. So that's probably their brand website. So they sell them for $24. What were they selling for over on Amazon again? We were looking for a $22 buy cost. So we could maybe check into that. So vanilla, or we're looking at the clear natural here is the color we've got. Sweet, yeah. So zooming out a little bit. That's an interesting jump in sellers there, but it's not super concerning. The only thing that I'm worried about on this listing is this seller right here who's been in stock for a long time as like maybe the only seller getting buy box. So they could have some kind of, you know, exclusivity or something like that. We could dig a little bit deeper here. Do they have the clear in stock? Maybe not. I assume it would show up here, or maybe this is the clear. It's kind of hard to tell. Let's see. We could also try to find a different listing for it potentially. So here it is for $20. $24 from Sephora. Did they have the clear shade there? Vanilla, let's see, pink sugar. I wonder if this is the clear or if it's not. It's kind of hard to tell there. So it does say vanilla. So I think that's just a little bit of a mistake there. The title also says vanilla. So yeah, we were able to find that pretty quickly there for $24 from Sephora, $24 from the brand's website. We could even open the Capital One extension, see if any of those, maybe a welcome 15 gets us 15% off, something like that. I'm not super sure. Don't want to go super into the weeds sourcing in this video. Just want to give you a super quick rundown. So on this product, if we were able to get 15%, we could do 24. So yeah, it's a little bit profitable, but a couple other factors that I don't love about this item. But yeah, I won't get super into the weeds sourcing. I'm already getting fired up just showing you here, so I won't sidetrack myself too much. If you guys are interested in seeing kind of a full reverse sourcing guide on this method, try to find some of those products that we just broke down, those good products. If you want to find some for yourself, I'll put that up here in the top right corner of this video. So if you guys are not able to see a lot of that data that we were breaking down today, make sure you go ahead and activate your 2-week free trial of SellerAmp with the link down below. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that about this video, about these sourcing methods, feel free to drop those down below as well. I'm always happy to answer those. If you guys did get value out of this video as well, I would appreciate you adding some of that value back to my business and hitting that subscribe button. That really helps me out. But I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and I will see you next time.